DJ Vlad is one of the most problematic but successful people in hip-hop media. Ever since he started up on YouTube back in 2008, he's built himself an empire. But all this success is at the cost of exploiting and glorifying the violence and beefs. And a lot of the time, he ain't even talking about hip-hop itself. The problem is, even though he is not liked and hasn't been for years, he still succeeds anyway because of how he's built such a big platform that so many people still tune into even to this day. Even though almost everybody hates him, they're only there for the guests anyway, and since he usually stays behind the camera, it's easy to forget that he's even there. Because of this, even with all the backlash he's gotten, he's still able to profit off the hour-long videos cut into 20 clips, so he probably doesn't feel like he has a reason to stop. Before DJ Vlad became the man you know today, he was just another college kid DJing in the Bay Area. He was attracted to hip-hop growing up because he felt like an outcast being an immigrant from Ukraine right when the Cold War was still happening. So he felt like he could fit in, calling it an outcast culture at the time. After he graduated, he started up his own website and was dropping DJ mixtapes back in the early 2000s. And he was also selling DVDs on the side. He got his breakthrough into the entertainment industry by directing a couple movies and an episode of American Gangster. In 2008, he started up on YouTube right around the same time they just started letting people monetize their channels. Once he realized he just found another way to make money off his videos, he was interested. And since people weren't buying DVDs as much as they used to, Vlad was gonna take any opportunity he got. He noticed how nobody was taking this website seriously back then and decided to take advantage while he was early. Looking back, he was really ahead of his time pursuing a career on YouTube before the internet took over. Vlad already had connections in the industry from directing a rap documentary, so it was easy for him to get interviews with the biggest rappers at the time. This is how DJ Vlad came up. It's safe to say it was pretty easy for him to take over hip-hop media on YouTube back then, especially when he was the only one with a platform like this. While most people were just talking to their webcam or typing in a notepad with music blaring in the background. Usually when people get famous, they're at least liked at first before they get a shitty reputation. But apparently DJ Vlad has been getting hate his whole career. Back in 2008, he got his ass beat by Rick Ross's goons after he wouldn't stop talking about the fact that he used to work as a prison guard. And this was when people still cared about rappers actually being gangster. So back then, getting exposed for this kind of stuff could actually ruin your rap career. So that's what pushed him to even do that. Not even a week later, DJ Vlad sued his ass for $4 million. And a couple years later, he won the case, but just for $300K. In this case, you might actually feel bad for him because all he was doing was just reporting on stuff that was already out there. But when it comes to his controversies, this is only the tip of the iceberg. And as time goes on, it gets way harder to feel bad for him. Out of all the things people say about him, he really gets called a Fed a lot because of how some of his interviews feel like more of a police interrogation instead of a rap interview. Yeah, really. There have been so many times where someone did an interview with him and then ended up in jail, and this could be because of his incriminating ass questions.
How old were you when you first started hustling?
I wasn't hustling, man. I was a school guy, man. Going to school, handling my business, man, you know?
Okay, you got into a fight with a white dude.
Exactly.
Was it like a racist thing? Was it like whites and blacks kind of clicked up in there?
How you know that?
That's just how prison is most times.
I'm telling you, how you know I got into it with a white dude, though?
There are entire compilations on YouTube showing this kind of behavior, and this goes back years. And this ain't even it. You do not know how low he can go. Another example of Vlad acting like a cop just to get some answers out of people can be seen in his interview with Casanova 2 times. Casanova had already been to prison before this point, and originally he was just talking about things he already did time for.
How many people did you cut in prison?
3 to 4 that I got tickets on, like paperwork on.
But really, it's more.
Vlad just came in and said, really, there's more. Like, come on. You are literally setting him up to incriminate himself. Even if some of y'all want to say, oh, it's their fault for snitching on themselves. You do realize that not everybody is fully PR trained enough to handle this kind of shit. So it's pretty easy for most people to slip up. Later on, when Casanova got locked up again, that interview was actually used in the courtroom as evidence. This man is literally setting people up to go to jail. And one time, he literally called himself the feds.
Okay, well, at 13 years old, you ended up going to juvenile hall. And I guess you and your friend stole something from a store and you tried running from the police?
Yeah, that was the first time, bro. Damn, how the f you know this shit? The f God damn.
I'm the feds, man. I'm the feds. I know everything.
Keep in mind, in that video, he was talking to a dude about some shit he did at the age of 13. You cannot see criminal records for people under the age of 18 unless you're literally the police. So either Vlad's real good with the feds or he is one himself. While DJ Vlad likes to say he doesn't talk about open cases, he sure does love to help start up new ones. Like a lot of people, he does hop on whatever's trending at the moment, but in some cases, he's gone way too far to the point where it just feels flat out disrespectful. In 2016, right after a rapper named Bankroll Fresh was murdered, he went and interviewed the guy that was suspected of killing him. Okay, now that is just fucking evil. Opportunistic as f. And it also ties back to Vlad being called a fed because of how comfortable he is hunting people down to talk about their crimes. The fact that he doesn't even hesitate to broadcast black on black crime like he's the fucking news has led to people calling him a culture vulture. Bankroll Fresh's uncle came out and made a public statement towards him, calling him exactly that, a culture vulture. It takes a whole nother kind of evil to go this far just to profit, and this ain't even the only time he's gone out his way to do this. Joe Budden has called him out multiple times in the past for how far he goes just to make a profit. And because of that, Vlad went and interviewed his girlfriend right after they broke up.
Has it been somewhat of a violent relationship? Did stuff get broken and, you know?
We had our moments.
Yeah.
We had our moments where it was very volatile.
Like, what's the most drama-filled thing?
It's just, it was a lot. We had our moments.
You guys ever put hands on each other?
We had our moments, Vlad.
Really?
We had our moments, yeah. I wasn't an easy person to deal with, but we definitely had our moments.
Clearly, you can tell he was trying his hardest to make her call Joe an abuser and try fucking up his reputation. Not only he was going way too far by broadcasting their business, but he was also trying to manufacture drama and push an agenda just to get back at him. And if you're wondering if he's still like this today, yes, he is. Just last year, he was acting real petty just cause somebody didn't like something he said. After he said he didn't like the mix on Not Like Us, a girl responded to him saying this: "You are white. This is a black folk affair." For some reason, DJ Vlad got so butthurt over this that he literally tried to get her fired from her job at a university. He thought he was too cool to be criticized, but when Twitter found out about this, he switched up and apologized. Nobody was buying it, and that just made him look worse. Keep in mind, this man is in his 50s, by the way. This man is so old that he was born in the Soviet Union. He is so old he came from a country that don't even exist anymore. But for some reason, he still want to play these petty games. And just this year, he got into it with Joyner Lucas all because he didn't want to do an interview. Instead of just accepting it like a normal person, he took it way too personal and decided to sue Joyner for copyright infringement, when all he did was just repost a little clip from an interview we did with Ari Spears. That's not even copyright infringement. Vlad is just being petty again and making up a frivolous lawsuit. With everything that DJ Vlad has done, this brings up the question: why is he still here? Usually when people act up like this to this level, they f up their reputation and nobody want to f with them anymore. This does apply to Vlad, but the thing is, like I said earlier, even though he is so hated, he's built such a big platform that people can't stop watching. He's really a weird case because you cannot get rid of him as easily as others because he's real deep in hip-hop media, kind of like academics. This begs another question: why him? Why does DJ Vlad, out of all people, get to have the platform he has, especially when he uses it to broadcast hip-hop's issues and make them worse for profit? What is so special about DJ Vlad? I mean, he's not funny, he doesn't bring that much to the table. All he does is just help people catch cases and freaks out when people call him out. Yeah, some of the interviews are funny, but that's because of the guests. Vlad himself doesn't really contribute a lot. You can find plenty of other platforms that interview rappers without all the exploitation of black culture. DJ Vlad is a problem. A problem that's not easy to get rid of. He's been called out over and over again for the past 10-15 years, yet he hasn't been punished. He can't get fired from Vlad TV because, well, he owns Vlad TV. This doesn't mean it's impossible to stop him, but it's not gonna be that easy. This whole dynamic has created a cycle that DJ Vlad goes through over and over and over again. But the thing is, though, it is possible to break the cycle.